welcome back to YutNav. In today's video, I'll be talking about ARK 2. Since the release of ARK Ascended, the hype of ARK 2 has currently died down, and I just want to get it going. We're going to go down the timeline in order to see what has currently happened and what we think about the future. You guys can get catched up and know what's happening. So in 2020, ARK 2 was officially announced at the Game Awards. It was extreme hype. They said that they basically stole the show. There was no other any other game that really outclassed ARK 2, and the things that they were promising were actually insane. And especially the main event was that Vin Diesel himself, yeah, you heard that right, Vin Diesel, he's not only the executive producer for the game, but he actually plays the main character known as Santiago. And if you don't know the ARK story, I'll leave a video down in the comments below. It's not from me, but it's from another YouTube channel which explains the whole story really well. If you want to know, make sure to watch this video. But anyhow, let me just continue on with this. Basically, he's a clone of the original character that was in ARK Survival Evolved. It's a really good move in my opinion to get people talking about the game a little bit more, and it adds to the overall hype whenever the game actually releases. Now let's talk about the elephant, or should I say the dinosaur in the room, the actual release date. ARK 2 has faced multiple delays. Originally set for 2022, so they announced it 2020, and they said that they were going to actually release it in 2022, so 2 years, which meant that they were somewhat maybe producing and working on the game previously of actually announcing it. And then at 2021-ish, they said that they were gonna delay it by 1 year, so they said that they were gonna delay it till 2023, which we were like, okay, we're kind of used to that as I've been playing ARK for a long time, and I've known that the updates, the DLCs that they release, they usually have some type of delays, and it's not really a bad thing, but having 1 or 2 years delay is pretty significant. And especially now that they've said that they've even delayed it further, so this is the second delay. They've delayed it to late 2024, which is kind of concerning because I feel like they're just carrying on pushing the game back and back. Right now, it's already been 2 years that they've delayed it by, and this time they said late 2024. So I'm around 3 years, I guess, because it's going to be 2 years and a high amount of months, because they did say that they were going to release it in summertime, so it's going to be around 3 years that it's been delayed, which is kind of crazy. However, Wildcard did assure that it is going to be for the betterment of the game and their team well-being, which I kind of low-key understand, because they have for some reason taken upon this challenge to remaster ARK Survival Evolved for some god reason. And I'd go into more detail on my other video, which is on the cards right here, so you can watch that if you want. But yeah, it's a bit weird that they managed to remaster ARK Survival Evolved, which is pretty much the same game as Ascended, just a bit better graphics. I don't know why they done that. They could have just waited for ARK 2, like they could have just spent all the resources, time, and all the staff power in just making ARK 2 as quick as possible, because around then the hype for ARK 2 was very high. So if they managed to actually deliver on the 2022 standpoint, then ARK 2 would have been more of a success than it probably will ever be now. ARK 2 will exclusively launch on PC and Xbox Series X. So not even S, it's just going to launch on the Series X, which is a bit weird because they're losing out on a lot of potential customers. However, there is a good sign, which is that when it is released from day one, it is going to be on the Xbox Game Pass. As for the PlayStation fans, there is still somewhat hope, even though they haven't fully announced it. It's just that it might come later. So after the Xbox launch exclusive, it might come in the future, and it might take potentially a year or two, because yeah, it's actually essentially going in as a Xbox exclusive, which is interesting. I guess they must have gotten paid a decent amount of money for that. So the big question, when can you actually expect ARK 2 to actually arrive? So let's start with the gameplay. Studio Wildcard is bringing us soul-like melee combat, quote, soul-like melee combat. Pretty much what they're saying right there is like the combat is going to be very, very realistic. That's pretty much all they're saying. They're just having some fancy words in there, where you'll be able to master combos, dodges, and special attacks. So it's going to be a bit like Assassin's Creed, I guess. Forget about the high-tech weaponry. We're going to be going with the primitive. We're going primitive with the focus on survival skills with the melee combat. It's just what they're going to do is they're going to have melee combats kind of a different amount of combinations. So the game will also feature an array of traversal mechanics like parkour, free climbing, and even swords, even swinging through the lush alien environment. And let's not forget about crafting. You'll be able to customize weapons, tools with millions of possible combinations. That's quite interesting right there, that you can have millions of possible combinations. I feel like that'll bring a lot of variety into the game, and potentially people can find some combos are better at doing some things like hitting a rock than others, like hitting a tree for example. So that could be quite interesting. Ark 2 story, so it just picks up after Genesis Part 2. If you don't know that, like I said in the description, there's going to be a video for you guys to watch if you want to get caught up with the story. But after that, we're probably going to be exploring the mysterious alien like planet, dealing with the aftermath of the massive battle. However, Wildcard is actually keeping a lot of things secret, which is good, I guess. So you'll be expecting some cuts, maybe cliffhangers and stuff like that. It'll be interesting, it'll be more tense and adding more tension, I guess. Featuring Vin Diesel Santiago and his daughter navigating through the dangerous world. The cinematic trailers, as we've seen, sets the tone for the epic saga, and it's gonna be quite interesting. Like for a new player that's never played Ark, you're gonna be waking up on a strange planet fighting for survival with dinosaurs. Like, what's not to like about that? So I feel like it'll be quite eye-catching for a lot of people, especially if the graphics really do it justice. And one of the most exciting features for the fans is probably the support for mods. They're still gonna do, even though it might take some time unless they do some developer thing. Yeah, you're gonna have cross-platform mods, which is gonna be really good. They currently have that in Ascender anyways, which I really enjoy. And there's gonna be custom maps that people can do pretty much anything. Like the limits are endless pretty much. And that's pretty much it for everything we know about Ark 2. So there's not much at all, which is what concerns me a little bit. It's just that they're just promising things that there is no proof about, basically, and they just carry on delaying it. They're not telling us like how much the game is done, and I feel like they were running out of money and they had to just do a cash grab for Ark Ascended, which is why they rushed that one into it. And I'm low-key scared that they're putting too much work into Ascended itself, because yeah, they're even delaying that. So by the looks of it, it's just I don't know what's happening in that company. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it there, and if you've got different opinion about this, let me know in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.